What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back from deployment and I got a kind of a tool review video for you guys today. Not necessarily a camper video, but it'll be my first upload in like 8 months probably. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, we're going to cover a lot of things in today's video, or at least I'm going to try to. The first thing being this grinder right here. I've been wanting to get into the Dewalt 60 volt platform for a very long time, and I started with the Sawzall, which feels like it's plugged in, so I decided I wanted a grinder and maybe even a skill saw. And Home Depot on Black Friday had this thing right here. This is the 60 volt one. It's not the Flex Volt Advantage. They had this thing for $220 and it came with a free 9 amp hour battery. So obviously I had to jump on that because in my opinion, that is a deal of the year. So we're gonna be covering this thing. We're gonna be putting it through its paces, and I decided to do a video on it because I was using it with this 4.5 inch blade and it was cutting through the hardest concrete I've ever had to try to demo like it was butter. So I bought some 6-inch blades for it because I'm having a problem getting that concrete to easily chip off or move, and I will show you what we're working on here in a little bit. But I have a cheap like $13 or $14 blade, and I also have a I think $37 blade here from Diablo. So I'm also going to be comparing the two. Do you need to spend the extra money for the nice blade, or can you go with the El Cheapo? This El Cheapo does have very good reviews on Amazon, so I picked it up for that reason. But I also didn't want to buy that and not have a nice blade to either keep for a long time, or say this didn't work very good and this was the bee's knees. So I wanted to grab both just in case. The other thing I want to go over and do some live stuff on is this rotary hammer from Dewalt. It's the XR DCH 273 Bravo, and I had one of these the other day and I've already returned it because I burned it up. That's how hard this concrete is. But I'm going to try not to put it through so much pain today and hopefully not burn this one up. But it is a very nice little compact rotary hammer. It does really good drilling concrete holes and all that. There are plenty of videos out on Facebook, but I wanted to, not Facebook, but YouTube. And I wanted to bring this into the intro because you'll see me using this every now and then, and I'll go over at the end how each tool performed. So I'm going to try to be using my 5 amp hour power stacks on this bad boy today, and then for the grinder I'm going to be using probably 9 amp hour flex volts the whole time. I have 3 of these and I have 2 6 amp hour flex volts. The people that may not know this, if you have a 9 amp hour flex volt and you put it on a 60 volt tool, then it is now a 3 amp hour flex volt. It is a 9 amp hour battery in the 20 volt platform and a 3 amp hour battery in the 60 volt platform. However, I will say after using it the other day with this wheel, this thing felt like it was plugged in and it was screaming for me to make a video for it. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and install probably this blade right here, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to switch out the guard. And I love the locking mechanism on the bottom here, so let's get into that. Okay, so it comes with this, I don't even know what it's called, chuck, I guess. It's marked unlock, lock, and you just put the Allen in whichever one you're doing, and then you just turn it. There we go. And then obviously you have to push the little button here on the back to hold it in place. But super easy. It's got concrete dust in it. Take this little blade out here. That was a mean little blade too, let me tell you. So for your guard, there's a little metal piece in here. I don't know if you can see it, but you basically just push this in and then this will rotate. So you can change whichever direction you want your guard to be, but if you rotate it all the way, your guard will pop right off, which is super easy, allowing us to pop the 6-inch right on. Just like that. You kind of got to get it to pop in place like that. Now we'll there we go. Okay, locked into that angle, and I think I'll probably keep it at this angle right here because I'm gonna be cutting down like this onto the concrete. All right, so this blade does come with a arbor attachment. If you were to be using this on a smaller grinder, you can use this arbor attachment. I think that's what it's called. If it's not, I'm sorry, I don't know my grinder terms yet, but this grinder will fit this 6-inch blade, no problem. So throw it on there, face out, because it's got the directional arrow. This grinder spins like that, and now all you gotta do is knock this concrete dust out of here. Now we'll just line it up. It's got, like, see these little lockers? Just line it up with your side like this. Tighten her down, and then I gotta push the button. And tighten her on. What I like about this is it just stops. There's no guessing when it's too tight. It literally just stops. So just check our blade orientation. We'll throw a battery on here and give her some beans. You can see the torque on that. Moving the tool in my hand like that. Anyways, we're all set up, so let me go show you guys what we're going to be working on today. Alright, so this is the piece of concrete that we're going to be getting rid of today. As you guys can see, it is just full of rock, and it is probably 50 years old, if not older. This is on the edge of the pad that I stay on. You can see I've been cutting with that Dewalt blade. But yeah, this stuff is super hard, and you can see a clean slice from that Dewalt blade there. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna get some bigger blades for the grinder and then try to just section this thing up and just, you know, cut across the top, cut across the side here, and then just remove a chunk all at the same time. So hopefully that works really well. This stuff is full of kind of like a hog wire, I'd say. You can see there, here's a good example. So rocks and hog wire, this stuff is super hard. Burnt that other hammer up on it. But we're gonna see what she does. First, I'm going to go ahead and do the side-by-side comparison of the two different blades, the expensive and cheap. And I'm gonna time them going across the top here, full cut, probably 2.5, 2 3/4 inch cut, straight down in two different paths, and I'll get that recorded, and you guys can decide which one you guys would prefer. And then I'll probably switch back over to the cheap blade for test its longevity, because I have faith the Diablo will last through all of this, but I don't know if I have faith that the cheap one will. So without further ado, let me get set up and let's get to cutting. All right, so the thing I noticed right off the bat is Diablo was a lot smoother. You could probably tell it by my lines there. The Diablo ran a lot smoother. I would prefer to use it this whole project, but I have faith that it would do the whole thing no problem, so I'm gonna switch back over to the El Cheapo and, you know, see if it'll take out this whole concrete staircase. So just gonna really put everything to the test here with those 2 runs. I've already dropped a bar of battery, but the thing doesn't lose power. It really feels like it's plugged into the wall. It's so impressive. But all right, let me set up the GoPro, get a time lapse going, and knock this thing out. first off, if you guys made it this far, please like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. But as far as a review of that thing right there, I mean, I couldn't have got a better deal. $220 for a unit like that. I mean, it was like I was plugged in the whole time, and it seems to hold its power output until the battery is actually dead. Now, I did go through some batteries. I went through 2 9-amp hour and 2 6-amp hour batteries. That is a third 9-amp hour battery there. I got it basically cut off the pad as deep as the grinder will go, and now I'm going to get the tractor and try to just push it off of the pad so I don't have to cut all of that down. So that's going to be the goal. Hopefully it works out. Oh, and as far as this hammer drill, I don't know if it's normal or not, but she's oiling like crazy out of the front. You guys can see that. And she gets hot too, so obviously it's not a jackhammer and it's not made for that, but since it's oiling like that, I'll probably return that one too. I am kind of disappointed with that. I used 1 5-amp hour battery on it, and it's already oiling and super hot, and I tried to give it time to breathe too. So anyway, let's get this tractor in, if it starts, and try to push that off the pad. I forgot to mention, I used that cheapo disc this whole time. I thought it was getting dull, but it turned out I was hitting wood and dirt, and it's not made to cut that. So it did really slice through everything very well. I mean, 4.5 batteries worth of non-stop cutting concrete, and that stuff is super hard. And it worked very, very well. So I highly recommend just getting the El Cheapo $13 disc. Well, it done went and got dark on me, but after a long day's work, got the stair out, got it all cleaned up. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, like, subscribe. Big Country out.